Hello, friends. Yakshamesh and Chakui from America. Oh, I wore the wrong shirt for this one. Today I got. Oh, man. These Team America ones. This one really surprised me. So, this is the one, you remember for the last few episodes, every single member of Team America has gotten their own nice cover art? Yeah, no, not Wrench. The black nerdy guy that fixes the cars and the bikes and all that. He doesn't get one. In fact, he gets cucked. Dude, he gets cucked so hard. He's getting cucked on the cover. Like, he gets cucked so hard, I'm going to refer to Wrench anytime it comes up in the future. In fact, it's my only trigger warning for this issue. I mean, that, a lot of relationship drama, they really tried changing it for this one. Oh my, I mean, there's some vehicular accidents, If you're clicking on a video about a comic where people are racing motorcycles, you're probably expecting a little vehicular mayhem. But, this book really bothered me. Let's see if it bothers you too. Alright, welcome to the main segment. So, like I said, Wrench doesn't get his own cover piece. Everyone else before this has had, their own cover and their own adventure. Not only that, he doesn't even get put on the cover anywhere. You have Lobo getting hit in the groin with the tire. You have this, lady of the evening, while Honcho there gets pistol whipped. You have that's Lobo again, driving the car. And I gotta tell you, the coloring is nothing like that in the comic. They should have done that in the comic. And then you have Cowboy with, oh, who's that? Who is that? That's Wrench's hot-ass wife. Yep. And it says romance. So, yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, this turns into some high school bull honky right here. Like some high school drama. It's like an episode of Degrassi. Maybe they're trying to branch out. Maybe like Young Boys Who Like Motorcycles wasn't a big enough audience. But, oh boy, you're going to see. I couldn't even focus on the main plots, really. So, truly, this issue has it all. Romance, adventure, intrigue, and it's cut off, and action. I do really like this one of El Lobo, the wolf, just getting hit in the crotch. Pretty funny. And if you go to the back, you have this Lego ad we've seen before with this kid who's like, yeah, I got some Legos. I said it once, I'll say it again, and it's something that still plagues them to this day. Lego, the kids in your ads do not look excited to be playing with Lego. Alright, so you open it up, and you're greeted with the Dodgers poncho. One thing I've noticed in these comics is like the Crimson Commando limited run, the ads were almost completely different issue to issue. A lot of bigger comic books were, I guess, because the ad space was more valuable. This one's literally been running the same ads for the entire run. Yeah, you can get a poncho with your team name on it, as long as it's not the Yankees for some reason. I was always more of a Red Sox fan myself. And you open up, you get this big worried Lobo, and it says Trails. The classic Stan Lee presents Team America. And he's thinking to himself, and he's sweating bullets. Don't give up, Wolf. You're not dead yet. You'll survive. You'll make it. You must, to prove you are a man. The voice is his own, though he has never uttered a sound. So, what do you think's gotten Wolf, El Lobo, the wolf, so shaken up, huh? He's like Mr. T. So, Honcho's sitting there. Hey, Wolf, what's wrong? You're sweating, trembling. Don't tell me you're afraid of flying. And he's like, El Lobo fears nothing. Look how he's gripping the seat there. And now it's starting to tear up. It's like... But you don't care much for airplanes, do you? I have nothing against airplanes, Honcho, so long as I'm the one piloting them. And you might notice what he's reading. He by the way, is a retired CIA agent. And it's Ian Fleming's James Bond 007. And I like how the Bond is squished and the 07's over there so you can read it. Like, they really ran out of room there, but it's like, what else would be there? It's so to the left. And, you know, I didn't think they made, like, books out of movies too much back then, so it'd be funny if he's just holding, like, a tape. He has, like, a Betamax tape, and he's just reading the cover, like, yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. Personally, my favorite is Moonraker. Elsewhere aboard the giant 747, you got Cowboy there, and I'm gonna do him like Hank Hill again. That's right, ma'am. We're a racing team. We ride anything with wheels. My name's Cowboy. Mine's Janet. I used to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. Now I run the galley on this big bird. Huh, you and me will have to swap recipes sometime. I tell you what. And then you get to Reedy, and if you remember, Reedy and like the wolf have like a butt buddy relationship going on. They like love hate each other. Are You Reedy is having similar success with the ladies. Being a rock star was too tame for me, so I joined the Team America for the action and adventure. We're all virile and macho, except for Wolf. He's a wimp. And then Wolf's like, he's unclenched his sphincter from the seat to turn back and tell him, "Watch your tongue, Pel Rojo." And what that is a very direct Spanish translation for red hair. And to me, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a native Spanish speaker, but I do speak Spanish. It sounds like something more someone would look up like in a Spanish dictionary, like how do I say this as an insult in this language I don't speak. So you go to Wrench here, the guy that's getting cucked. Here's his wife. And she's like, "Oh, stop it, both of you. Can't we have a peaceful flight to Cairo?" Georgina's tone is angry and bitter. They should put that before so you know how to read it. But it's less directed at Reedy and Wolf than at her own boyfriend, Wrench. And that's where I was like, oh, I thought, you know, I just assumed because they're in a motorhome together they were married. So yeah, he didn't put a ring on it yet. Okay, so her boyfriend, Wrench, who's been paying more attention to his blueprints than to her. "Then you haven't spoken to me for hours." He's like, "Gotta check out these designs." And you got this cool picture of the plane flying really low over a cloud over the step pyramid. I really like the purples and whatnot here, the coloring. "Our big race is the day after tomorrow." And it says, "Below the pyramids of Egypt." I'm assuming that's like the captain on the PA. Yeah, that's why this newspaper is just like a bunch of random gibberish. I wonder if there's some code that ties into later, or if they just want filler. So, soon in Cairo International Airport, you have Wrench here. "The race course is in the desert outside Cairo." Then you have Cowboy. "Let's claim our luggage and get going. I like deserts. I like the Tony Danza." Then you have a Honcho there, and this dude dressed like a tourist is bumping into him while these guys are eyeballing him. He's like, "Hey." He's like, "Oh, sorry, friend. Excuse my clumsiness." And, you know, the Steven Seagal guy right here and this Freddie Mercury looking guy are saying, "Look, Archmond, contact has been made." So then, as he's helping this guy up, he's like, "No harm done. Here, let me help you with your bags. Careful, I've been having some trouble with that handle." And he slips something into his hand. He's like, "What kind of trouble, P?" A scrap of paper passes from the tourist to Honcho. The former CIA agent instinctively reads it. "You deserve a break today." The note immediately crumbles to a fine gray powder. "A mission? Team America needs me. But so does Uncle Sam." Who do you think he's gonna he's gonna help? It's old Uncle Sam. So seconds later, you know, they're all like, "Where'd Honcho go?" "He was here a minute ago, picking up his bag." "Well, we got us a race to get ready for. We can't wait. Besides, Honcho's a big boy. Now, partners, he can take care of himself." Still, I wish he'd cool all the ex-CIA stuff. Espionage makes me edgy. And he's thinking to himself while he's watching them, they didn't look for him at all. Sorry, team. I made the I made the only choice I could. Like, imagine if this was today. Like, you're in an airport. They're pretty much like mini malls, and you stepped off to the side to get like a coffee or a cheeseburger or something, and your family's just like, "Oh, they took the heck off." You're right there. You're literally like right there. So you have this Hubba Bubba, or the Bubble Yum ad. We've seen it before. The coloring seems a little better on this one, though. And, you know, Honcho is thinking to himself, but I'll try to join you before the big race. Once I find out why a field agent would risk being spotted while making so obvious a contact with me. Never mind, I think I know. And these two guys are walking up to him. That one's reaching in his coat. And they have some shadows. Maybe they're pointing their finger at him. I was being shadowed by a pair of button men, and they must have seen him pass a note. And they yell at him, Effendi, we wish to speak with you. And they pull out these guns, which, I don't remember which gun, but there's actually one that reminds me of that, where it looks like your classic type slide gun with the extended pistol. It looks kind of comical. I think it was a water gun. We had some water guns that looked like this when I was a kid. Sorry, I get nervous talking to the muzzle of a pistol. I wonder if... You have a lot of weird bleeding right here. I wonder if, like, the guy who drew this had one of those water pistols. You know? He's like, oh, crap, I don't have a gun. He's like, what do I have around the office? The American fled into the baggage room. There is only one entrance. We have him now. I don't know why they're suddenly French. And they're like, Achend, beware the luggage. And a bunch of stuff just falling on. Pooh. And they get conveniently knocked unconscious. And he's like, sweet dreams, thugs. By the time you awaken, I'll have been briefed about my mission. Over a Big Mac. And he goes to McDonald's. And this part generally made me laugh my ass off. I wanted to put it in the thumbnail, but it didn't fit where it wasn't getting cut off, you know? I also love that he's just like, yep, they're unconscious. They're probably like crushed to death. Don't try to disarm them or anything. So the sign in Egypt says 2 billion served. Ba-da-da-da-da, McDonald's. James Honcho McDonald makes 2 billion in one. So I guess he did get himself a Big Mac. You were the best, Mac. Why'd you quit the agency? Oh, guess I thought I could make more of a difference on my own. They just got some stereotypically drawn Egyptian guy. He's got a fez hat. That guy's got like a turban and a mustache. I didn't notice that. I heard this before. He's like, freelance, huh? Is Team America a front for your operations? Yes and no. Being in TA allows me to travel freely. All over the world, from race to race. Mavericks like you make the company nervous, Mac. But while we're always under observation, you're able to operate freely. What's your problem? Arms smuggling. You may have to miss the race. He's like, that's life. I really like the shadowing there. Really intense. But then with the light, like it really draws the eye. Kind of makes him look like a skeleton man, though. Meanwhile, at the specially built complex on the fringes of the Sahara Desert, racing teams from all over the world begin to gather for a great unlimited class competition where the rules are few and the stakes are high. It does sound like Egypt to just like build a bunch of shit up just for a game. Big ass Team America crates. There, Team America discovers a living center / workplace constructed especially for them. Nice digs. I'll say. We're so broke I was afraid we'd have to sleep on the sand dunes till we won the race. We better win or we'll be swimming home. Then you get the first look at some of these really weird cars. This one especially has a really like wide front axle. Okay, so later. Howdy, Wolf. Checking out the competition? Mind if I join ya? I thought you were helping wrench. Look at this triangular-y, diamond-y one in the background. I didn't know it was just my first reading because I was so focused on the weird green one. You're going to see a lot of weird vehicles in this one. I was, but he told me to take a walk. He's nervous, doesn't want no one messing with the machine. He places too much faith in machines. Look how weird his like position is. He's planking. Wolf invents planking. It's men who win races, not machines. And then Reedy comes and he starts peeling out donuts around him. Dispel the glum, good buddies. Are you Reedy? The world's hottest hotshot is here. It's just a 250cc dirt bike the Egyptians provided us to run around on. And it's great for showering Mr. Macho there with sand. And you know, a lot of people who do tricks with dirt bikes, yeah, the little ones are great for that. He's like, I will bury you in sandworm. He's like, later, Wolf, I think we've got company. And a woman walks up. And they're just all, I mean, like, look at Reedy. He's playing pocket ping pong while talking to her. This guy's like, notice my banjo, man? I'm Monique already. I am with Team Aredit, which is also entered in this race. We're mighty glad to meet you, ma'am. He's like, your friend doesn't think so. He's like, I am grumpy. But you know what? Maybe they'll cheer him up a bit. Maybe you'll see a soft side of Wolf. He's like, Wolf isn't anybody's friend. Heck, he's hardly even human. He seems much the man to me, little boy. Whoa, Reedy, you've just been gunned down, pal. Hey, no rich racing groupie gives me the brush like that. I wonder what he's going to do to her. He looks like he's about to slap her. Simmer down, partner. You gotta be polite to the fair sex at all times. He's like, no, I'm gonna smack a bitch. You be polite, Longhorn. I'm gonna go find some less naughty companionship. And, dude, that just makes me not like his character right there. Like, he just, like, throws a tantrum, bro. So, you intrigue me, Mr. Wolf. I like my men strong and silent. I do everything well. I am El Lobo. You drive well, I would guess. And so then Tex starts thinking to himself, I guess it's time I made my exit. Not that anybody's gonna notice. Hope Wolf doesn't get too tuckered out for the big race. And that's exactly what he's gonna do, because she's like, come, let me show you the complex. And then it cuts to Wrench with his, I guess, girlfriend there. Meanwhile, Wrench's girlfriend is pissed. Leonard, you're so lost in carburetors and gear ratios that you haven't heard a word I've been saying about our relationship. Not what it ought to be. Too many compromises. Had to completely cannibalize our mountain trail buggy. You might remember that from the previous episode. The machine's sturdy, but will it have speed? She's like, Leonard, are you listening to me? He's like, did you say something, Georgina? And she's just pissed. She's pissed. What do I have to do to get through to you, Leonard Heeb? Write a lovelorn letter to Cycle Magazine? I give up. I quit. I wish I was a camshaft. At least then you'd look at me. And then Tex walks up and right in front of the dude. He's like, you've got a prettier figure than any camshaft, Georgina. I tell you what. And she's like, oh, cowboy. Tell that to Lynn, will you? I don't think he's noticed lately. He's like, got a lot on his mind. She's like, everything but me. And he starts, a little hand on the chin. Women love that when you just put your hand on their face. And he's like, Georgina, you think you could find me an 8mm socket wrench? So I like that this came out, I believe, in the 70s. And they're already on the metric measurements. Like my dad, in the 80s, he bought metric measurements so he could work on his Hondas. And people made fun of him. But then, like, oh, you're going to have both. But now, like, later down the line, they all had to buy it to have both. We use both to this day, because, you never know what you're working on. Heck, sometimes, like a Harley, like, you'll get in the battery, and it'll still have, like, an 8mm socket for the battery hookup, because who made the battery? Or vice versa with Hondas. I used a 5/16 on mine just yesterday. He's like, it should be in the top drawer. He's like, Georgina, for once, Leonard, he stops thinking about machines. He's like, there's finally quiet, and I can't think anymore. Which, maybe he's like, This is just me projecting. Maybe he was like abused as a child and he threw himself into machines to not think of the situation. So the worse his relationship gets, the more he throws himself in there. They don't really elaborate on that. And you got this weird looking tricycle thing. And Lobo, he's fixing his pants. Gave her the wolf. Meanwhile, Wolf and Monique Ardite stroll through the International Pit area. There, you see Ardite International's entering the competition. Magnifique, no? A pretty toy. But it's the man who wins the races, not the machine. And this guy's like, I just saw them banging in this room back here. And then they start making out again on the tarmac, and he's like, we've seen Team America's entry. My experts say it's a joke. A man like you should have a good ride. And he's like, with a woman like you? You wish to win, do you not? And he's like, El Lobo always wins. And he's like, blah, 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 blah. He's showing her how he rolls his R's. So Reedy sees Lobo like tongue banging this lady. And he's like, actually, hold on a second. Oh, that's Reedy right there. Yeah, I thought it was a guy. That's the red hair. That's the shirt. That's cool. They set that up. So the rich witch is entered in the race. Is she trying to recruit Wolf as her driver? It would be just like Mr. Macho to walk out on us. For her hot lips and a mean machine. Stuff so corny. So I guess it's the next day. It's like the next morning at the Team America garage. And the lady's there wearing... I don't know if that's her day clothes, but I've also seen some nightwear like that. Lynn, did you sleep here all night? He's like, injection mode, fluctuation variable. He's like, ugh, morning already? Cripes, I only meant to catch 10 minutes of shut-eye. I've got to get back to work. And she's like, Lynn, there's more to life than this race. What about us, our lives? He's like, us? Maybe we ought to talk about us after the race. And she starts storming off. He's like, right now I've got a lot of bugs to work out in our entry. He's like, well, excuse me. I didn't mean to take up any of your precious time. She storms off, texts her, what's going on with Georgina Lynn? I better go jump on that. And he's like, he just straight up says it. You should know, Cowboy, better than me. So, yeah, here's the thing. Like, Cowboy, like... To me, it seems like he's jumping on that shit, and Lynn's just like, whatever. Like, he just shuts down. He does not deal with conflict well. But he also joined the group because he, like, kind of stalked them out, and he admired them, so it might be, like, the whole... Like, those guys that'll worship some dude? So he's banging his wife, so, like, you don't want to hurt his idol. They don't touch on that, though. He's like, partner. I think you know what the problem is. You just want to pretend it's my problem. So's you won't having to deal with it. Try talking to the lady, Lynn. Just a little bit. He's like, it's not my problem I'm hitting it. If you gave that more attention, I wouldn't be able to jump on it. And your relationship obviously has gotten to a bad part. You guys definitely should have, like, done this before getting on the plane. Left her with the Winnebago. And Wolf, he's actually kind of like human for once. Is anything wrong, amigo, between you and your woman? He's like, no, yes, I got so lost in piston rings that I forgot about everything else. And I mean everything. He's like, but the race, our entry must be ready. Excuse me, Wolf, I've got some talking and listening to do. It will be, don't worry. Oh, I guess I should have read it in a different order. It's like, it will be. Don't worry. But there are more important things in life than races. So he finally goes to talk to Georgina here. And it's like seconds later, Lynn. He's like, Georgina, I've come to say sorry. I've been acting like a fool. I'm sorry that I pushed you away till you banged Cowboy. And she turns around. It looks like they're in front of a Whataburger. So, he tells her, I've been acting like a fool, and she responds with, no, you've been acting like a perfectionist. Oh, look, right here you can see the hand-drawn lines on the boxes. I love that. Like the difference from the pin was fatter there, it drew out. Ugh. Don't make excuses for me. Sure, Team America means a lot to me, but you mean more. I guess I spend so much time around machines that sometimes I start acting like one. And they start like kissing, like romantically. There's some like smoke coming out of nowhere, like just shh. Lynn, hush a minute and kiss me. And they start and then fucking Cowboy is literally like he's toe to toe with them, singing, "Get along, little doggies. Wherever you roam, the stars shine with you. The range is your home." Like, and I got, if you think this is weird or confusing or uncomfortable, it doesn't get better. I'm going to tell you, it does not get better. So we're at the race. And as you can see, the colors are way different on the final machine. There are trials before every unlimited class race event. Trials of time, of men, of machines. And these trials are every bit as dangerous as the races themselves. So Lynn's there. I thought Cowboy was going to drive. And Lobo jumps in. No, amigo. El Lobo drives. He's like, I don't mind. I just hope you've had enough rest from banging that senorita. He's like, and then I think Reedy's injecting in here. Ha! He spent the night with the competition. Are you driving for the Rich Witch, Wolf? Or for Team America? And he just like pulls out of there, throwing rocks and dust. El Lobo drives for El Lobo. And he answers to no man. So he answers to a woman. But then also it's like, I just imagine he's like, so you don't hear any of that. He's just saying that to himself. He's like, yeah, I told them. He's just like, why is Wolf so insistent on driving? He's like, and then that chick drives by on their weird tricycle. There's your answer. The Ardnite Company car. Either our teammates out to prove he can beat it, or he's going to throw the race. And you got this like dually, double track, bird head. You have like this orange, I kind of like this one, with like the cockpit on one side. Then it's got tank treads though. I think this is supposed to be the Ardnite one. And then the Team America squat box. Team America maintains a respectable lead for the first few laps. Then suddenly that lead is erased as the Ardnite entry leaps out ahead of Wolf. Madre de Dios! Such speed, such skill. And here you have this really cool ad. Get a free cap and backpack when you buy a Daisy BB gun. That's badass right there. You got this father and his son there. And they're just like, he's like, yeah, I got this thing. He's like, this is my rifle. And I still have my Daisy BB gun from when I was like 5. They're amazing. They're great. And he's like, who drives that car? She literally told you. To learn that answer, Wolf bears down, gaining speed. Well, you should be trying to beat it. Really cool colors right there. I love that one. How it's just like crammed between the panels. Our teammates just about broken every time trial record there is. Yeah, I could have done better. He's like, we've got to flag Wolf down. He's going too fast. The car can't take it. I guess that's what you see right here, how he's redlining it. So he's really like overusing the machine. Perhaps the car cannot maintain the incredible speeds necessary to triumph over the competition. But the man must, for he is El Lobo, and he has been challenged. The Ardnite driver smiles as Wolf pulls alongside and gives a distracting wave. It's Racer X. And then leaves him behind. So like they're like, I am not even using all of my gears. And vroom, just peels out, leaves him in the dust. Wolf can think of no greater outrage. Look how friggin' high it is already. And his anger drives him to carelessness. For a moment his folly seems justified. He passes the Ardnite car. Then suddenly he pays for his foolishness. He skids out. The engine's like, it's smoking. And scratch, just into a wall. It's messed up, but you see him crawling out. Because I guess, like, he didn't take any damage. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt or anything. There's no, like, cab to the car. He didn't fly off. But it somehow got pancaked like that. And they're running up, Wolf, are you okay? He's like, the car! Look what you've done to the car. It ain't the machine that loses races. It's the madmen who drive them. So Reedy's just laying into him. And there's no engine noise, so he definitely hears it. And then you had this really cool ad for a Spider-Man game. And I actually want to go look up this game. Spider-Man. I cannot make out what it's for. The Parker Brothers for Atari Game System. Yeah, so, because this is interesting. They didn't have pictures of the game or anything. They literally drew the game. Like, they drew the game in pixels. So he's like, I'll blow the town to smithereens. Try to get up there in time, Spider-Man. Ha 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 ha. Watch me climb. My web, Goblin. Watch yourself fall, slick slinger. He's thinking to himself, gotta stop the bombs in time. If I don't get you, webhead, my gang of nasties will. So I guess that guy, which, it's kind of a dark pixel, but okay. Holy Hannah, high voltage beams. I wonder what Holy Hannah is. And he's like, and you're running out of web fluid, bug brain. Ha 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 ha. Is this more action than even Spider-Man can handle? The Goblin time bombs are ticking away, and his super bombs sit fiendishly up on high voltage towers. The city is on its knees. Only Spider-Man's Spidey powers can get us out of this. Thwip! He shoots his web, swinging up the building to reach bombs. Thwip! He shoots again, escaping the Goblin on his web-cutting jet glider. But watch out, Goblin. I wonder if that's a mistake. Anyways, but watch out, Goblin. And his wrapped gang of criminals have more sneaky ways to cut your web and plunge you to the streets below. Can you get Spider-Man to the bombs in time? Your web fluid is getting lower, and time is ticking away. So yeah, I'll put some screenshots of this on screen, just so we can see how it held up. So much later, the car can be repaired, but your carelessness cost us a good starting position. He's like, great driving, Mr. Macho. What happened out there? Did you crash on purpose so that your girlfriend's team could win? And he straight up picks up this tool cabinet and tosses it, which is like hundreds of pounds. And he's like, silence! I have heard enough insults and accusations from your ever-running mouth, Reedy. I will hear no more. He's like, he takes some sort of like white person karate stance who never practiced karate. And he's like, you stand pretty tall, Macho Man. Try standing on oil. And he kicks over an oil can. He's like, okay? And he slips. He's like, the bigger they are, he throws a tire into his balls, the harder they fall. And he does like a weird jump kick, but a rope's going around. He's like, hold on, Reedy. And he pulls him back. Tex pulls him back at a weird angle as like Lobo falls. He's like, enough. This fight's over. So the real enemy this race is each other. And I'm wondering if this is going to play, because as we all know, this is a failed comic. It's going to end with the end of Team America. I wonder if like these dynamics are going to play into it. You, how dare you interfere with El Lobo's fight? I really want to see this guy just get his shit handed to him by Wolverine. He's like, I dare because you were supposed to be a team. And a team can't function if it's being torn apart from the inside. Perhaps I would do well to find another team. He's like Ardnite? I'll bet that's why he wrecked our car. He's like, and the Georgina's just like, shut up, Reedy. You and Wolf have to stop acting like children, or Team America hasn't got a chance. He's like, bah, what chance have we now? We don't even have a car. And Wrench is like, wrong, I can fix our car in time for the race. I've been saying that this whole time, but you guys were busy whipping your dicks at each other. And he's like, why would you bother? The Ardnite car is so much faster. He's like, I can't. I won't believe that. I'm not going to give up without a fight. Bah, I'll never be a match for Monique's Ardnite entry. So that's what it is. Like, Seaman Manley in front of this chick that you banged one time. And you know what? He's really throwing a wrench into Wrench's relationship. Like, every time there's a problem, he needs to be getting... He's like, no, you better make sure to focus on this car, or you're not a man. Figures you'd say that. He's like, I've got to get to work on the car. Can you guys stop? And Georgina's like, what? Work on the car. And you have some of the ads we've seen, you know, the first list. Wanted video game players for arcade auction. Oh, that looks cool. You could make some money playing video games. Monster's Blood. Yeah, Thor. Here's a cool one of Odin. Heed the words of Odin. Fill out the coupon below and enjoy great reading at a great price. Why did they make, like seriously, realistically, you tore this out. You're tearing off these panels. You need these panels to know what's going on. They're like, no, screw it. Heed Odin's word. Thor is a much better comic. In case you don't remember, Mr. Heeb, this was going to be our night. He's like, Georgina, the car's wrecked. He's like, well, so is our relationship. And Henry's like, gee. Listen, Wrench, you're crazy to think that this wreck can be repaired. But Cowboy and I will stick around and help any way we can. He's like, won't we, Cowboy? I don't get it. Where's he gone? And he's like, that figures. And he's all tearing up. He's like, I might as well work since he's banging my girlfriend. And he's like, Wrench turns to lose himself in work. And it's like, God, like, why? Why is Wrench getting cucked so hard? Like, why is this just fuck Wrench episode? Like what made him say, you know what? First off, we need to sell more issues. The comic's not doing so good. They really like seeing the racers on the cover, but, you know, like, the ones that are colored like God, you know, not you, buddy. So you just sit here and get cucked. Just get cucked hard. So then you wonder, what's Honcho been doing? And he's here with this dude in the silk shirt and the fez. Elsewhere, James Honcho McDonald searches for information in a Cairo nightclub. He's like, I've been watching this place for 3 days. He's got a little 5 o'clock shadow. He's just been there party all the time. But the pigeons I'm waiting for haven't come home to roost. You got this chick dancing in the background. The guy on the piano looks like he's eyeing them down. You know, the jar of preserves there and whatnot. And it's like, and then these two guys are sneaking up. He's got a gun. He's eyeballing them. He's like, when they do, no one will notice an American with a 3 days beard drowning his sorrows in a drink. But there are those who do notice. And the bald guy sneaks up and just pistol whips him in the back of the head. I think you see this on the cover. Yep, right here. Coloring's a little different, though. You actually see... Oh, look, you see Reedy's on the cover, too. Oh, so you got text, Lobo twice, Honcho, Reedy, everyone, his girlfriend, everybody except... Oh, Lobo 3 times because his hand. And Marauder's face, even though he wasn't in this episode, I'm realizing. But yeah, everyone gets on the cover, even the guy that's not in this issue, except for you, Wrench. What the heck? So, yeah, he gets knocked out, and sometime later, shake that tummy, sweetheart. Ugh. I beg your pardon? I must have dozed off. I was dreaming about the most beautiful belly dancer. Hey, where's my wristwatch? I had to borrow its digital microcircuitry components for our car's Flamium synchronizer unit. May I have your shoelace? He's like, you put everything to use, don't you? What's the shoelace for? To replace mine. It's broken. The car is almost ready. Give me a hand with it. He's like, he's just gonna wear it. Are you gonna give him a new one? Soon. He's like, that sound. Wakes up butt-ass naked. So, oh look, Cowboy and Georgina are luckily coming out of different rooms. Cowboy, Wolf. It can't be. Seems to me that he did, little lady. So I guess he just banged her and went to his own room afterwards. So it's like, yep, that's quite an hombre you've got there. And they're in the car, they're just peeling out. And he's like, Team America's back in the race. Yahoo! I guess they were sleeping in the Whataburger building. He's like, you have proven yourself much a man, amigo. He's like, oh, well, thanks, Wolf. It means to have your approval to feel like a man. While freaking Tex is banging my wife and I get cucked in this whole issue. Are you going to drive my baby a second time? Nah, he's probably already signed up with Monique. The two of them make a perfect pair. And you hear, nonsense, I'm driving my company's car. And it's Monique. Monique was the driver, even though no one is surprised by that. And look, she's got that pink lesbian triangle symbol for her belt. So I guess she's a lesbian now. A Star Trek lesbian. I plan to humiliate Team America in the race, just as I did during the trials. It gives me great pleasure to put upstarts such as yourselves in your proper place. Especially macho men like you, Senior Wolf. I bang 'em and hang 'em. Okay. Oh. You know, they're not even upstarts. They're like well known at this point. You drove the Ardenite entry? Of course. I so enjoyed waving goodbye to you. Why that arrogant? So now he's like suddenly aware of women. And Wolf, he's just doing that thing that guys who can't fight do when they're like, punch me, bro. There's a word for her kind in my tongue. And she just cracking the whip with the burns. I'm sure there is, El Lobo. Just as there's a term for men such as yourself, a fool. The race is about to start. May the best woman win. Girl power. Blam blam. Chicka chicka. She's out. So, Wolf growls. I drive. And there is no one who dares to deny him. He's all like shaking. He's so mad. At the starting line you have... Oh, so now the bird car is orange. And the side one is green. And I haven't seen that big wheel yellow one before. That's funny. So at the starting line, welcome one and all to the Cairo-sponsored installment of Unlimited Class Racing. The contestants are off. Vroom! They all take off. I like how they made them all monochromatic for that. Makes them like stand out, lets you know what's going on. So right here, many cars are faster than the Team America entry, but El Lobo competes against only one. He's like, Monique Ardenite. She's good, fast. She takes chances. Many men would not dare. Oh, he's thinking this to himself. That's funny. But I am El Lobo. I will drive better, faster. I will risk death itself. You know, he seems like the kind of guy that listens to those fake alpha male influencers. And I will win. He starts peeling out and then scream, and he goes over a bump. Boom. He's like, Wolf is driving full throttle. He's gaining on the leaders. He only sees Monique. Georgina is wrong. Wolf does see the other entries. Sees him fail where he would have succeeded. Sees him go down where he would have gone forward. That's funny considering he was the first guy to crash in the last race. There's some like random lines all over these cars. They're like, yep, that's what cars look like. He ignores the smoke and flames and the soul-rendering shriek of twisting metal. He bypasses the reminders of human and machine failure. Ahead of me, the Ardenite car. We are alone now, out of the front of all the others. It is as I would have it, as it must be. I like how he's just like, I thought she liked me for real. And now he's all mad. He's like, one-on-one, a true test of man against woman. Wolf sweats and strains, trying to move the Team America car forward by sheer effort and will. Then Monique smiles, gives her distinctive mocking wave, and easily pulls away. Shriek! Wolf's attempt to gain on her cost another engine. So he blows the engine out. That's kind of like, you know, she was so fast that he prematurely, like, ended it twice. And within seconds, the rest of the pack passes him. He's like, oh, she lied to me. I thought we were special. He's like, there are no words for his humiliation. In silence and defeat, El Lobo limps from the track. Why is he limping? He didn't get hurt. And you have more Daisy ads. You have a Daisy Power Scope, which I have one of these in silver. Little pouch, some cool stuff, little cleaning rod. So next one. Later, after the Ardenite Company has won the race, amigos, I'm sorry. It's like, no use in blaming yourself, partner. In one way or another, we've all failed. But especially Wrench. And then someone pulls up, I'm glad to hear that I'm not the only washout. And they're like, Honcho, where have you been, man? And he gets out, he's all drunk and messed up. I like how you see nothing. He's getting chased by some people. Then he's just been in a bar for 3 days. Then he gets knocked out, and now someone's driving him home. I'm just going to imagine it was the bouncer. I'm going to imagine he's an alcoholic, and the bouncers were like, we're tired of this guy, he's starting to smell, so they knock him out, and they send him to his motel room. It's like, I had something to do. I blew it. I tried to get back in time for the race, but... And then Ree's like, oh, look who's on her way. Oh, and then Mac's like, hello, Monique. Long time no see. Too long, Mac. I heard you were in Cairo. I'm sure. I suspect it was your boys who worked me over. Why are you here now to gloat? Because you beat us? I like how she's all like us now that she's banging Cowboy. She's like, I'm banging 2 members of the team. No, you aren't worth it. I came to congratulate Mac on his victory. And it was a victory, Mac, a small one. Thanks to you, our certain Ardenite munitions deals were set back. I'd say you cost me a week. She's all lighting a cigarette. But your cover is blown. Your intelligence here is in shambles now. Like you and your team. And she's like, farewell, gentlemen. And he's just like, that witch. Because they will not let me say bitch. Don't let Monique get to you, Wolf. After all, we're only 6 against all her corporate clout. If I'd been here, we might have beaten her in the race. I let you all down. He's like, I shouldn't have made you guys have that guy drive. It's like, no, we let ourselves down, partner. I was too busy banging Wrench's girlfriend. It's like, Cowboy's right. It wasn't Monique who beat us. It was our failure to work together as a team. And Ree's just like, that's what we're supposed to be, isn't it? You are just an instigator the whole time. Shut up. It's like, it is a Team America. The best and brightest and the bravest. That's what we are when we work together. And they made her titties really big there. And then look, her and fucking, this is also from the cover. And it's even worse than the cover because Wrench is right there just like, yep. And everyone's just smiling and nodding. I mean, like, look at Honcho. He's, like, falling apart. He looks like friggin' Tony Montana at the end of Scarface. And then right here, there's like, ha, ha, ha. He's still got one eye closed because he's in pain. But there's like, ha, 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 ha. Just like, get cucked, Wrench. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. Why are you doing this to my man, Wrench? And we're going to work together from here on in, aren't we, partners? You bet we are, Cowboy. In his exuberance, Cowboy sweeps Georgina off her feet. An innocent act that brings a scowl to Wrench's face. Be here next week for more racing chills and thrills. And the last page, I think they already did this one. It's this D&D one. They cast a spell to get into the castle. I swear I've seen this like 3 times on the channel. Someday I need to go back to all my videos and clip them to find the end. And you have these sweet models again. But yeah, that is the end of Wrench Gets Cucked. So, let's get to the final thoughts on this boy. Because, boy, howdy. Well, what I tell you, was I underselling it? Dude, I couldn't even focus on all the stories. Because I was just like, dude, what the are they doing? And then at the end, everyone's just sitting there like, oh, fucking smiling about it. No. Like, dude, I feel sorry for him, but at the same time, it's like... Also, I totally thought it was his wife. I just assumed because they're traveling together. But he didn't make her a proper woman. And that's why I'm gonna cap this little review off by saying that Wrench himself could not beat Captain Planet. In fact, Captain Planet would straight up steal his woman because we all know he's not afraid to put a ring on it. Unfortunately, a lot of times the people he's doing that with are underage, but, that's the captain for you. If you enjoyed this episode, I'd like to invite you back next week. I'm going to be doing Hellboy. I think I forgot to do this in the intro. I was so caught up with how they did my boy. Like, dude, he just got, like, you didn't get on the cover. You're getting your woman stolen on the cover. And the whole issue is about you not having a woman. You know, if it wasn't for that, McDonald's, I guess, is the biggest impact of the story. I mean, they can't hold themselves together without freaking Honcho there, anyways. But yeah, come back for more if you like this issue, and if you made it this far, any interactions you do with this video, liking, subscribing, commenting, helps me out, and I do appreciate it. But until next time, stay safe out there.